Hi my beautiful friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations and I'm Nova, and I'm so glad you decided to join me today. Today is not your Gnome-al Saturday. I am going to have like a punny little tagline for each of these videos, and they were recommended by you guys, so I'm going to keep that going. I think it is so fun. I absolutely loved reading your guys' suggestions. That one was from Manfuzz Makes. It was Sam's idea. So today is not your Gnome-al Saturday. And I have a little list with people's names and what their little recommended pun was. If you would like to submit an idea, submit it. Leave it in the comment section and I will make sure to check those out. They are so fun for me to read. And I'm going to keep a little bank of ideas for my pun slash tagline when I do my Gnome of the Month videos. And honestly, just any gnome videos in general. You may have noticed hanging with my Nova Gnomies that I used when I made, oh gosh, what did somebody call it that I liked? Oh, I can't remember. Somebody had actually came up with like what they would call my gnome, like what type of gnome they would call it. And I just cannot remember. It's too early in the morning. But anyway, that was my tagline for that video. And I forgot to say it in the video, but I put it in the description that was Jessica Imergut that had given me that idea. So I've got my little sticky note of ideas, and they just bring so much joy to me. And I have a feeling they will bring joy to a lot of you guys. If you enjoy puns, or at the very least, you can do what my husband does when I make puns 7,000 times a day and shake your head and go, no, but also secretly kind of laugh. So, if this is your first time here, thank you so much for coming by. I hope that you find this to be a comfy, cozy little corner of YouTube, and that you feel safe here, you feel happy here, and it's just some place that you want to hang out. If it's not your first time here, thank you so much for coming back, my yarny friend, and I am so happy to see you. I read every single comment, and I remember your guys' names. I remember the things that you tell me. So I've got a little bank of information on each of you that you have told me about your family and your interests and everything. So feel seen. I see you. I see each and every one of you. We may be conversing kind of at a different point in time. You know, I'm sitting here making this video thinking of you and looking at you, and then you're gonna see it a little bit later. We're having some interdimensional time travel thing happen here, and just imagine that we're sitting here hanging out together, and I'm super happy you're here. Today is our Gnome of the Month. And what Gnome of the Month is, this is our first Gnome of the Month, so don't worry, you haven't missed anything. The first Saturday of the month, I pop on and I tell you about what my Gnome of the Month is going to be. And then the last Saturday of the month, the magic happens, and I pop on and I show you the Gnome of the Month that I made. Now, I'll show you the Gnome of the Month and what it's going to be, but don't expect it to always look like that by the time I'm done with it. It's going to be some kind of a cool pattern. I wanted to start going through some really cool gnome patterns, because there are some amazing gnome patterns. And working my way through those, I've got quite a few saved on my computer. I'm really excited to get to dive into those. And, you know, I'm going to, of course, put my own little twists on them, because that's what crochet is all about, is customizing things to the level that you want to. If you don't want to customize them, then you don't have to customize them. But if you want to, the yarn is your playfield. There's a phrase that I'm thinking of, and I totally just butchered it. I was trying to make it yarny. What is that phrase? The world is your playground? Yeah, the world is your playground. The yarn is your playground. Anyways, guys, so today is Gnome of the Month. Anyway, about it. I am so sorry that I keep shaking the camera. I'm like laying all over my desk, and I'm just gonna sit back here I hope everybody is doing well today. I am so happy it's Saturday. We made it through the week. It's also the last Saturday of the month already. It's going to be October next Saturday. Where did this month go? So, anyway, about Gnome of the Month. Not only am I going to come on and show you guys my Gnome of the Month, but I thought this would be a super fun community collab. So you guys are all invited to collab with me on this and participate with me and send in your Gnome of the Month. So the first Saturday of the month, you can kind of dig into your stash of patterns or dig into the internet or dig into your mind and come up with your own and pick out what you want to do for your Gnome of the Month. And then you have all month and you can send it to me at any point. I don't mind getting it really early or really late as long as I have it by the time that I go to edit my video. And you can make your own Gnome of the Month and send me pictures and I'll put them in my video. So if you want to do that, my email is in the description box and it is novagnomecreations@gmail.com. And I would be super, super excited, as would I know everybody else, to see what you make. Let me know what name you want to use, and if you have like a little blurb or anything like that that you would like me to put in the video, feel free to include that as well. But yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah, alright, so let's jump into it. Alrighty, so I actually made 3 gnomes this month. You may have seen 2 of them. One of them I am currently editing a video for, and that was Kathy, our giveaway winner. She wanted me to surprise her with an amigurumi, and I was like, well, I feel like I've got to make it like a really iconic, one-off, like, gnome that no one will ever see again. Like, unique looking. So I was like, okay, challenge accepted. I made this challenge for myself, and I made this big, squishy, velvety gnome, and I wanted it to be magical, and it's got, like, a wand / staff, because it looks like a wand, but it's, like the same height as the gnome, so I guess it would technically be a staff. You know, gnomes are small, so maybe this is it's a large amigurumi, but maybe it's a very small person, a very small gnome, and he has a wand as a staff. And I will pop some pictures in for that so that you guys can see him if you haven't already. I posted a picture on my community tab yesterday to remind you guys about Gnome of the Month, and make sure that you guys got your submissions into my email. That way, if you made a Gnome of the Month, that you don't get left out this month. And I posted that picture, so it was a little sneak peek into what the prize winner had gotten. The prize winner? The giveaway winner? And then I'm hopefully going to post that video today. If I don't get that video up today, expect it tomorrow, because I am working on editing it. I took a lot of clips while I was working on it, and so that's like, I got to go back and find them all and put them in the right order and trim them down, and, you know, the editing portion of my work. And then I also made I wish I could remember what someone had called that gnome that I liked it. What was it? It's like on the tip of my tongue, and I just want to say wilderness gnome, and that is not what it was. What was it? Nope, it's not coming to me. Well, regardless, the gnome that I did a crochet along type of video for, which was chilling with my Nova Gnomies, is the tagline for that one, if you wanted to find it because you missed it. And actually, you know what? I'll also link it in the description. And I made that one with no pattern, and I did the hat up on the knitting machine. And the rest of it, I just totally winged it, and I took you guys along for the journey, and it came out super cute. It's really bothering me that I can't remember what someone had called that gnome. I might have to go try to scour the comments and put it in here. If I scoured the comments and I found it, I will edit it in here And you guys will be like, oh yeah, that fits really well. But I'll also have some pictures somewhere in here to show you that gnome if you missed it. But if you like gnomey content and you missed it, I highly recommend going to watch it because it was really fun crafting with you guys. I think we want to do, I think I want to do more things like that. More, I love like doing the little crafting and crocheting along with you guys. And we can like hang out and crochet together. But yeah, so I made those 2 gnomes, and to not keep you waiting any longer, if you forgot what I had said earlier in the month, this is the gnome that I was making. This is the Pumpkin Gnomes pattern by Lucy Magic Pattern on Etsy. And he is finished. And here he is. Is he not adorable? He is a pumpkin gnome. He's got a little pumpkin on the end of his hat and a sunflower. And he's got little braided beards. And underneath of those you can see like the more, you can more tell that he's a pumpkin. These fall like right over the pumpkin division lines, which they did on this one too. And I was like, I want to make sure you know it's a pumpkin. So let me know in the comments if you think that this looks like a pumpkin. Do you get pumpkin? Now, from other angles, you definitely can tell it's a pumpkin for sure. But the front, it gets kind of obscured by his beard, or his mustache. And I did, for his mustache, I used that same fireplace comfort yarn that I used on my wilderness gnome. I'm just going to call it my wilderness gnome for now, but that is not what it is. Anyway, but this time I brushed it and I braided it, since that was what they did on the pattern, and I actually thought that was really cute and I wanted to try it out. I thought this was something different. I've never done a gnome with a braided type of thing before, and I think it came out so cute. I don't know if you can tell, but remember this yarn has that like little bit of like lilac in it, and so it kind of adds like some highlighting and shadow to it. Like I'm sure you can see there's kind of like, it almost just looks more like dimension. It adds dimension, but actually that is like a lilac-y color. I'm not sure how well it's picking up on that though. But yeah, so that's his little beard. It is very, very fluffy. Some of you guys pointed out that this is like a roving yarn. So if that gives you an idea of, well, actually, I want to keep it focused on him. If that gives you an idea of the texture of this yarn, it's very, very soft. And I had to, when I was brushing it, be careful because I was removing a lot of the yarn, but it is very soft and very fluffy. And he has a little braided mustache type thing going on. And then I gave him some cool and interesting details in his hat by double stranding some yarn together. I double stranded, I probably should have gathered up the yarns that I used for this, huh? Whoops. Oh man, what is that yarn called? One second, let me see. Let me go grab that. Okay, I am back and I've got the yarn. So I forgot to tell you what is in my mug today. I have got the cinnamon roll Cinnabon coffee in my UGG mug. And this time I decided to pair it with that cinnamon vanilla creamer that I usually use. This is like my new go-to. This is like a match made in heaven. So good. So good. And while I forgot about it, it was kept warm over here. Put it back on its little warming plate. Okay, guys. So this skein is very, very sad looking. This is what it looked like when I got it. This was from the Hobby Lobby clearance. And normally it's $3.99, but I got it for 99 cents. Heck yeah. I freaking love that. So I got it, it's called Katarina Tangotopia is the colorway. And it is a yarn bee yarn. And Tangotopia is the name of the colorway, and Katarina is the name of the type of yarn, or like the, not the type of yarn, but like the type of yarn. It is a 3-weight, 90% acrylic, 10% nylon. And this is a discontinued yarn, but I'll show it to you anyways. And it looks like this. It is a different colored, you know, like 2 strands woven or like twisted together kind of yarn. It is gorgeous. I love the rich, vibrant colors of this. I actually bought a few different colorways of this from the Hobby Lobby clearance, and I've been sprinkling them in here and there because I want to make them last, but I also think they're very, very pretty. So I've got that one, and I double stranded that with Pumpkin from Red Heart Super Saver. There is the info on that if you wanted it. And then that was how I did the hat. So let's bring that back up here for you. And then this is Mexicana, Red Heart Super Saver Mexicana. So I got that variegation, and I thought that they were like, it was especially paired with the orange, very like fall / Halloween kind of themed. And it's got the purple down at the brim of the hat, if you can kind of see. I love the greens mixed with the orange. I think that is very like fall / Halloween. And then I grabbed my Mexicana, and that's the yarn that I used around the trim, or around the brim, like that. And if you didn't notice, I'm rationing it out, using a little bit here and there because I love how that looks, but I want it to last me also. And also I did the body in that pumpkin shade as well from Red Heart Super Saver. And then this was the Fireplace Comfort yarn that I was talking about, which was also from the Hobby Lobby clearance. This is in the color Smoky Shadow. It is 70% acrylic and 30% wool. And this is what I was talking about, how it's got like these kind of lilac-y, this looks almost gray, like a gray blue. So it's got like some just subtle mixes of other colors in here. And I think it is beautiful. This is normally an $8.99 skein of yarn, but I got it for $2.24. This yarn is really, really nice. I've used it before on that modern spike stitch granny square that I did, and I plan on making one of those offset Trinity stitch granny squares that I love so much, and that my husband absolutely loves so much, and I'm working on that blanket for him. So I definitely plan on doing one of those in this color too. But I did my beard on my other gnome, the Wilderness Gnome, and I didn't brush it, and it looked so good. It was like, it made like a curly, you know, natural kind of looking beard, and I loved it, and you guys loved it. So I was like, I wonder what it looks like brushed. And so I brushed it, and bam, I brushed it and braided it. So this is what my gnome of the month looks like, you guys. I hope you love him. I love him. I love his little pumpkin at the end of his hat, at the tip of his hat. And that is Lincoln saying hello, because this is his show and he just graciously lets me be on it. If you can hear him, I'm sure you can. I'm sure everybody thought it was their cat for a minute too. But here's my gnome. I'm so happy with him, and I think this was a great way to kick off the fall vibes and to kick off Gnome of the Month. I'm super excited to start my next Gnome of the Month, which I will be announcing next Saturday, because it'll be our first Saturday of next month, which is literally the first of the month, if I remember right. So, yeah. So Gnome of the Month is going to be kicking right off on the 1st, and I'll come on and I'll show you guys what I'm going to be making next month. But stay, don't leave, because there are some gorgeous gnomes that you guys have sent in. Feel free to send me gnome pictures for next month's video if you didn't know about this one or you missed it, or if you want to continue to participate and make another gnome next month. You guys are totally welcome, and I would love to see you email those to me so we can all see your gnomes. So this month I said, hey, since this is our first gnome of the month, we don't have to limit it to just gnomes you made this month. If you want to send in a gnome you've made in general, feel free to send that in, and we can share it, because like, we didn't have gnome of the month before, and you want to show off those awesome gnomes you guys have made. So we have some really, really cool gnomes to show you guys this month, and I hope everybody likes our new little segment, Not Your Gnome-al Saturday. And I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys!